Today I'm sharing a DIY repair / public service announcement that I think should be the subject of a recall. It involves the seatbelt airbag wiring harness that is below the swivel seats of a Mercedes Sprinter van. If you have a vehicle with a swivel seat, no matter what brand it is, I think you might find this information useful and may even save you some money. Early on our trip from California to Florida, John was spinning the passenger seat around one night and said he was getting some resistance. So I took a look under the seat and discovered this wire that's hooked below in that box under the passenger seat. There's a wire that comes out through a hole, and it connects, if you follow that wire, it connects to the seat belt. Well, that wire controls the airbag, basically. It tells the computer that somebody's in there, and if you were in an accident, it would deploy the airbag. So I pulled this wire out and could see that it had been partially severed because there's a clip that's supposed to secure it to the seat, and it had come unclipped and had gotten around that mechanism and then gotten smashed. Now, in our case, apparently there was still enough copper connecting enough wire that we were not getting a code on the dashboard. So since we didn't get the code, I decided to wrap it up in electrical tape and we would get, on the road and just continue on our trip. My first thought was, who installed this? Was it the upfitter, which in our case is Pleasureway, or was it Mercedes? So I placed a call to the Pleasureway dealer, and he said that Mercedes installed it. So then my second question was whether it would be covered by warranty. And unfortunately, our car was quickly approaching that 36,000 mile limit and the end of the warranty, and we did not think we would be able to get to a dealer to get it repaired. Now, it was, I think, maybe a week or so later that we were actually in the Hill Country meeting up with viewers David and Lori, and Lori had heard about this. She even recommended a dealer in San Antonio that was, she said, was good, the Mercedes dealer there. But we decided not to stop there, and we just continued on our drive and decided that we would deal with this when we got home. Now, on the way, I was still doing research, and because I'm curious, how many other people has this happened to? And if you know anyone that this has happened to, please put it in the comments below, because to me, this is a safety issue, and it really should be either recalled by Mercedes, or at the very least, they should be sending out some kind of a notice to owners to say, hey, watch for this, or keep your eye on this, because if it ever happens, you could also sever this wire. Now, in my research, I did find a really good two-part video on how to install these seats, done by George at Humble Road. And if any of you follow him, hopefully all of you do, he's very entertaining. His quality is always top-notch, and he's funny. So I enjoyed that. He did not actually have to wire his did not have the wiring mechanism like ours does, but he did offer information on where your chassis battery is located and the disconnect for your chassis battery in case you have to do any work on wiring. Now, the good news in all of this is that when we got home, our next door neighbor came over and he watches the videos and he said, I can fix that for you. And so he brought over his soldering iron and his heat gun and proceeded to to cut it up and open it up and do the repair. And it was right when he was telling me the story about his wife who'd had a similar problem. She has an Audi, and she had a wire that got damaged somehow and took it in, and they charged him $700 to do this, basically, actually worse than this. And it was at that point that I realized I need to be recording this. I mean, it's good information for anybody because I didn't find anything else out on the internet about this. And it was an interesting story. So here's my neighbor.
I go, this is what you were charging me for? And he goes, oh yeah. I go, that is a ticky-tacky type of job. You didn't even use proper splicing. You didn't use heat shrink. You didn't use anything to properly put it back together. And he goes, well, that's how we do it. I go, well, then you're not charging me. I actually fought with him.
Yeah?
And got him to refund all my money.
Really?
Yeah.
So $700
Yeah.
you got back?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, I was so pissed at him because I had to redo it. I had to redo all their work. And I took pictures and everything.
Wow.
And they would not do it, so I actually took it to Channel 7 News.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was so angry. And he took it and he ran with it.
So is it basically one of these things? Oh, he did. Oh, so the news guy did cover it.
Yeah.
That's why you got your money back.
Yeah, and somebody, I never saw the piece. And the general manager of the Audi dealership, he contacted me and said, we're really sorry, I'm going to refund all this. I go, well, I've already reported it to into Channel 7 News, so you might want to call them.
So what had they failed to do that they're probably required to do?
What did that company do?
Yeah, how had Audi done it that was not correct?
Oh, they did not properly. I'm going to solder these together.
Yeah.
They took like, if I was to take this wire and I take this wire and I just twist it together and I put tape on it, that's what they did.
Oh.
And that is so inappropriate to do in any application.
Well, this seat, though, should also have one of those shields around it, right? Those wires? Or the wire is too long.
The wire...
It should be somehow secured underneath so it doesn't come out and have the chance of getting caught on the swivel.
I was going to suggest we take some more zip ties and zip it along the rail to prevent it from ever getting caught. And if that one swivels, we might want to do the same. All right. So this is just flux. It just cleans it. So there's solder sticks. Yeah, good.
Nice and hot. But it seems to me this is the kind of thing that should be subject to a recall because it involves, your harness and airbag.
If this truly is to the airbag, which I believe that it is, then it should be part of a recall because that is a safety issue.
And this was installed by Mercedes, the swivel seat, not by the upfitter.
All right. Oh.
So now why do you put the solder on it?
That's called tinning. And this is heat shrink.
Oh.
To replace what I had to cut away.
Okay.
And that's the heat gun down there is to actually
to melt it, so
to melt
shrink.
it, to shrink it all back down. All right. So you might have to hold this side.
So,
I need to cut back some of this because I can't get the heat shrink.
Yeah.
We'll do one at a time. Oh, I forgot my soldering iron.
I don't want to.
Oh, and you moved the seat up so much nicer.
Thank you.
Okay, ready?
Don't burn me. Oof, I'm not supposed to smell that stuff, huh?
Yeah. Oh, crap. Okay, spin.
Okay, wait a minute.
See if you can twist.
Twisting and spinning.
Oops.
Don't touch the end of my cap.
That would suck, wouldn't it?
Well,
I'm glad you pointed that out.
it's only like, it's not very expensive, but.
But it's the point. Okay, nice bend right there.
Will that hold pretty well?
Oh yeah, that'll never come off.
Until it's twisted in there.
Okay, so if you're gonna unplug this one, set it down, unplug it, and plug this hootenanny in. Just keep that one way up right now.
Like this?
Yeah, no. That other heat shrink that your hand's on.
Oh, I'll get you. This one right here. I think this
Yeah.
one.
Most people just use a lighter, but I wanted to impress you.
Especially since it's for a video. Your hands are going to be famous on YouTube.
This tip gets
Really
super hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let me fold these back in. Hold on that wire, not the heat shrink.
Just the wire.
Yeah, because I'm gonna move this.
I'm holding.
Over.
So what's your favorite?
Okay, there we go.
What's your favorite fruit crisp thing that I'm going to make you?
Nectarine.
I don't have any nectarines.
I know.
I will in a few months.
You don't need to make me anything.
I know I don't need to, but I'll do a blueberry one.
I think I got enough avocados and blueberries when they're in season, and oranges. Okay. All right, so this is going nowhere now. Okay, this is really going to be, it gives you the protection you needed.
Yep.
Soldered the wires, heat shrink on them. Now we're good to put this back in.
Into the hole.
Yeah. And can you show me how it swivels?
Yes.
Is this it?
Yeah. And there it is.
So
this thing came out and obviously grabbed somewhere. One of these things. And then, so it just needs to be, pulled down inside here. So it just needed this in the long. Right. So that's what came off and allowed that to get caught on something and then pinched. So we can put, then just put a zip tie, right?
I think I might be able to get a zip tie. There's a rod piece of the frame that goes across here. I might be able to get it up around it. Looks like I can. I think I got a line.
That's the clip that came out, and we used a zip tie to go through a hole here and catch the wire.
What happened to your seat?
And I put some gaffer's tape down here to keep that wire from creeping up, and we're good to go, hopefully. So that is the fix, and if that's all you came here for and are interested in, then you can tune out now. But I want to say a few things about the channel and going forward with all that's going on in the world. We were expecting to get out and do some camping this week, but of course we're going to abide by the request that everyone stay at home. Even though we'd all love to be out there boondocking, we are not going to put any more pressure on these small towns that have to service these areas where a lot of people boondock. And so we are going to stay here until we have the green light. Now, our plans that have been changed so far is there was a rally in Las Vegas by the Pleasureway Club that we were going to, and that has been postponed until September. Hopefully we'll be able to go to that. There's also a rally that we had signed up for back in Eastern Canada as part of that Pleasureway Club event, and we don't know yet whether that's going to go forward. I think it was scheduled for August, so we'll just have to wait and see. But we are, since we're not real big on planning, which is probably a good thing right now, we'll just be ready when the time comes that we can get out there again. We will be ready to go, and if we can make it to that Eastern Canada event, we would really love to be able to do that. Now, my neighbor's sharing got me thinking about how wonderful this channel is as far as sharing information and tips and all of that. And I love that you guys share so much. I had somebody sent a recipe, I think, last week, and another tip on campgrounds in Texas. And, just some great information that we get from all of you. And I think it really makes us feel better, especially right now when we're all so isolated, to be able to share things. So if you feel like sharing something in the comments below, I'm here to, I love to read your comments and others read them as well. So if you have things to share, and it doesn't matter what it is, it could be a gardening tip, which is something I shared on my Instagram account a few days ago on how to plant a tomato. You can go to my Instagram account if you want. It's from she to me, but they're just little things that you might want to share to, you know, kind of make you feel less isolated, or you've got a community to tap into when you need one. And I think that's just one of the best benefits of having this YouTube channel. So put any tips on anything, music, favorite channels that you watch, all of that stuff. I'd love to see it. And then finally, the thing I want to say is that I'm obviously hoping you all are well and staying isolated and staying healthy so you can get on the road. But also, I'm going to take off a week. I'm not going to put up a video next week. I've been watching a lot of YouTube channels myself because I enjoy learning about how to operate my camera better, how to be a better videographer. I love to learn. So I'm kind of focused on that and focused on getting the house in order so that we are ready next time, that we're allowed to get out there. So I'm just going to, take a week off because people really don't seem to be watching a lot of YouTube anyway. And I do still have a lot of content to edit just from our trip. So I will probably work on that, but maybe more at a relaxed pace instead of feeling like I have to get something out. So please stay in touch, and if I can be of any assistance to you guys, just ask. So that's it this week. Thanks for watching. See you in 2 weeks.